What's up, IT friends? How you doing? Happy Friendship Friday. I want to talk just a little bit today about the power of letting your staff know when they did a good job. So, for those that don't know me, I'm a pretty negative person. I'm mostly the no person. I'm the one who tells you why your idea won't work, what's going to go wrong, what we need to prepare for. That can be pretty oppressive being around somebody like me. And I think that in a management context, most of us are very good at telling other people when they've done something wrong. Well, I should back that up. We're not very good at the delivery, but we're very good at identifying, at least, when somebody has done something wrong. And of course, we point that out. We do that in whatever format. If you're an oppressive jerk like me, you probably just say it. If you're a little bit more refined and have more emotional intelligence, it's probably part of your employee review process, or some sort of feedback form, whatever. I just want to remind everybody here that it's important to tell your employees what they do well. In fact, I think it's more important. Let me tell you why. So I think most of us tend to operate from the mindset that if somebody is meeting standard expectations or performing well, they'll be aware of that. And so we only need to really point out when they've done something exceptional or when they've completely missed the bar entirely. And that logic, I think, is flawed for a variety of reasons. But most importantly, it doesn't address the fact that the average employee probably doesn't know when they're meeting expectations. And simply letting somebody know that they did exactly what it was you wanted them to do when you wanted them to do it, frequently and often, that goes a long way to helping your employees know what good looks like and feel just a little bit better about working for you and doing what they do. And if you don't believe me, well, let's talk a little bit about dog training. So I have a dog. She was here a minute ago, and she wandered off. But when we got her, we went through a rigorous training program. And one of the big things that's changed in sort of like personal use dog training methodology over the last 40 years is that you actually will get further by rewarding a dog for the behaviors that you want and ignoring the behaviors you don't like than you will from trying to punish the dog for the behaviors you don't like. And the general logic behind this being that, yes, if you only apply the stick, if you only reinforce negative behavior, the dog will learn quickly, probably more quickly, but they'll learn out of fear and avoidance and discomfort. And that generally won't allow you later on to drive the behaviors that you really want the dog to have driven. So generally, for a family pet that's going to live with you, that you're going to be around a lot, it has been arrived at, it's actually better to simply reward the dog when they do something right, rather than put any focus at all into when they do something wrong. I am not saying that your employees are dogs and can be trained with treats, but a lot of that same vibe and logic applies to your human employees. Yes, if you only tell somebody what they're doing wrong, will they likely learn very quickly to avoid those behaviors? Probably. They probably also aren't really going to like you, and they're going to have a pretty negative feeling associated with working for you. If instead you reward the behavior every time they do something correct, even if it's not exceptional, just they've done what they're supposed to do, you'll generally find people want more of that, so they'll do more of that. And it will motivate people to understand that when they do their jobs well, which they now understand they're doing well, they're making everyone else happy. And most humans like doing that. I had a whole talk in MSP about how our brains are wired for us to want to say yes to one another. It is this whole kung fu that goes on in all your neurons that make you want to do things that make the people around you happy. So on this Friendship Friday, if you are like me, if you are a manager like me that tends to focus more on the negative, why don't you make it your quest next week to just try and highlight when your team is meeting expectations. You don't need to make a big deal about it. This isn't necessarily a praise in public scenario. You don't need an award, a pizza party, any of that. Just quietly throughout the day, let your team members know when they've done something that's exactly what you expected them to do the way you wanted it done. Just let them know that. Like, hey, thank you for doing XYZ. That was exactly what I expected you to do. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's all. Very simple. You do that consistently, I think you'll notice a bit of a change on your team. And I think your staff will appreciate it too. Have a great Friday.